We are here at episode 11 of The Promised Neverland. And this episode was amazing, as always. I don't think they've done a very... I don't think they've done a subpar episode so far. My personal opinion, you might think differently, but especially this part, this is the second to last episode of the season, and it had a lot to live up to from the previous episode. So let's dive right in and go into to tell you what happened. But I want to talk more, not necessarily about plot-wise what happened, but just the feeling of this episode, of what emotions that come through. So a quick recap of what happened was, we have Emma and we have Ray talking in the kitchen, or not the kitchen, but in the dining hall, and basically saying that, they haven't given up, that Emma has been preparing, has been getting stuff ready, and that they have all of the necessary clothing, equipment, food, whatever it is, everything's ready. And Ray, is just awestruck. I can't believe everything's ready. And he was just, and they were thinking about leaving the in the daytime, and Ray's like, no, that's too risky. We're gonna have to do it during the nighttime, like right now. And so his suggestion to occupy Mama is to set the dining hall on fire, and they essentially set the entire house on fire by starting in the dining hall so that everyone has enough time to escape. But she's like, well, there's a possibility that she would not focus on the house itself and just focus on the children, because that's what the whole reason for the house is, for the children. So they think that, or Emma says that, she says, okay, well, Ray's like, I have an idea, and he douses himself with freaking lighter fluid, and he says, I'm gonna blow myself up, I'm gonna burn myself, and basically stick it to Mama one last time. And that's where the part ends. Like, boom. And you're like, oh crap, because you see him drop the match and Emma trying to get to it. And then we cut to the next part and we see Mama, and she's taking care of the kids, and she hears Emma cry out, Ray, and she goes over there and she sees Emma there just on her knees and on her hands and just looking at this flame, and freaking Mama's looking at her little locator thing and sees that the little indicator showing someone's in the fire. She's like, crap, it's Ray. Did he really do this? Like, going all crazy. And then we have freaking, then we have her trying to take out the fire with the fire extinguisher not working. And the sprinklers aren't going off. And I think she sees Dawn and Gilda, or one of them, and says, hey, get the kids, get them out of the nursery, and have everyone go outside. They're like, okay. And then as she's doing that, she's telling Emma to leave too, but as she's doing that as well, she says Emma's gone, and she's just in this little locator that she's in this room or in this hallway. So she goes to the hallway, and all you see is a bucket. And you see Mama look at her locator again, and you see a little beeping, and then you see her move the bucket, and you see Emma cut off her ear. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is savage. She does not, she's like, she just went and just cut it off and left. And then as you see her leave to the forest to meet up with everyone, you see almost everyone there. And sorry, my phone went off. My bad. You see everyone there, and then you see Ray there as well. And then it cuts back to a little flashback where you see Emma, and she freaking stops the match from going off, and she calls in some of the other kids, and they give Ray a fresh new pair of clothes, and they set up these certain kind of meats like hot dogs and pork, and they have hair there from Anna, which I love Anna. She's so cool. So that when it burns, it'll have a certain smell that'll probably imitate the smell of flesh, so that Mom will be like, yeah, I have to go and save Ray. And what's funny is that, kind of backtrack a little bit, Mama wasn't even caring about Ray. She's like, as long as the brain's okay, we'll be fine. And but anyway, sorry, I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. But what happened now, what Emma is explaining to Ray, is that she's been preparing for a long time, telling Dawn and Gilda, then telling the others, and you also see a flashback of her starting this even while Norman was at the house. And so and then you find out what was cool is that they were actually listening to their conversation that Norman and Emma had with Sister Crone. And I don't have the picture on here, but then we find the little message that that Sister Crone left, which was the little pen and it was a mold of the key, which they used to block Mama from calling for help. Just these kids are smart, and so we get all this stuff, and then the coolest part about it was the music, but also the fact that you got to see the other kids participate, and you see them like they're ready, they know what they're doing, and they're taking a stand with Emma and them, and that was really cool. And the music just playing as the house is burning was freaking awesome. And one of the most touching parts in this episode was when they get to the wall, or Emma gets to the wall first, and you see Norman there, and right next to her, and then basically almost like just pushing her back to keep going. It was such an awesome moment to have him there, for her to visualize him being there, because he has always been the one to push Emma. And and in the flashback in this episode, that's the whole thing, is Norman was the one that told Emma about what Ray was going to do, how to save him, how to save everyone, and what they needed to do. And it's just was an amazing thing to see, and I loved how they did that in this episode. Now, I wasn't sure how this episode was going to end, because I thought it was going to end with Mama finding out that Emma had cut off her ear, and that would be it. But it actually is. It ends with Mama outside with a little portable communication device thingy, and she's still like, she thinks they took all the kids, because she's like, oh, you're still alive. I'm gonna catch up to you, Ray and Emma. And then the last thing you see is freaking Phil. Phil grabs on to Mama and says, "Mama," and that's how it ends. So this is what it tells us. One, Emma did not take all the kids. There are some kids that she left, and Phil's one of them. And Phil's has always been prominent in the show, and maybe not we focused on it, but he's always been involved in one way or another. So we have that. Emma didn't take all the kids, and even though her whole idea was to take the kids, all of them at the same time. So we're gonna get more explanation on the final episode of why they left the kids. If you read the manga, you already know. If you haven't, just keep reading. Just every episode you see, you understand why these kids are basically S tier meat for the demons, and why they love the brain so much of these kids, because Emma and Ray have just displayed just intelligence far beyond any 12-year-old should have. It's just amazing. And then we'll finally see the climactic end of their escape. Are they going to escape for sure? Are they going to be hindered? What's going to happen? So let's finish this ride together. Next week will be the finale. Oh, I can't wait. Let me know what you think about the episode. Like and subscribe on this video, and comment please. This is David the Smash Fan, and I'm out.